Alright, now that everything's off, I'll start digging in the transom and see how much of this bag. Feels good from the outside. As you can see right here, get some serious rot. I suspect my bilge pump has run off and on since I've owned this boat. This may have been the problem, just getting a little bit worse and worse every year. It's solid up here. It's a little worse than I originally thought. So instead of just picking out the wood, I'm going to show you a little tool here that really works good. It's this DeWalt oscillating tool with a wood metal blade on it. Initially I found some small rot in the first layer of plywood, but then I got into, there's another piece of plywood behind here that's got rot. So basically I'm just cutting out to the outer fiberglass with this. So there you have it. I keep doing this probably, and I'm gonna have to take off this whole section. Alright, found out a lot of the rot was coming around what I think this is a factory speedometer tube. I've been pulling the plywood apart on those screws there. There's a screw right there. I'm pretty sure there are probably going to be screws down there too. There isn't a single piece of sealant on any of those screws. And even though the top one here is above the water line, the plywood there was just totally paper. So make sure that on any screws you're using whatsoever, use some kind of a sealant. Otherwise water will rot all the wood. As you can see, pretty much gotten all the wood off. Just wanted to touch up on a couple of things. What I found was there were actually two pieces of 3/4 inch plywood sandwiched together with a piece of fiberglass in between. What I found when I first started tearing open was on these two bottom holes here, the rot on the inside was mainly right in this area here, starting at these two holes on the bottom. Once I got through that first sheet of plywood, I found that fiberglass was soft. So I cut through there. What I found here is there's a hole where the speedometer pressure tube goes through, which is well above the water line. Water line's down here. But this whole area right through here on the inside plywood was totally paper, which surprises me. I didn't find any sealant on that hole at all. I've been told boats in the 90s were built have a plywood waterproof issue, so I'm assuming that's what it was. So basically I've decided to cut down all the plywood. I did have a stretch of plywood through here and through here that was all solid, but I wasn't going to try patch into that. So right now I've got all the wood off. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to sand this all down with a good 50 or 60 grit paper, get all the wood off, period, and start to rough up the outside fiberglass, so when I go to adhere the new transom, it'll adhere to this solidly. And that's it for now. Now when you're sanding this, make sure you're wearing a mask and long sleeves. You are going to be sanding in the fiberglass. It's not good to breathe, and it itches like crazy when you get it in your skin. So